Three, two, one, action. Okay. Hello, everybody. How is everyone today? Oh, okay. I felt like I worked really hard and I haven't even gotten started yet. We got nice to see some of you come out. You know, it was kind of a last minute notice that I decided to do this. So it's always great to see some friendly faces. Hint, hint, put on your video. I'll be getting up from time to time, admitting people in. But I wanted to do something kind of highlighting some of the smaller models. And I realized when I invited everybody to this, I put in the email, it was going to be Discovery 3, Freedom 3, EZ-1, if you have an EZ-2, EZ-3, EZ-4, EZ-10. Heck, if you have a Voyager, Encore, Holiday Classic, if you got, I named off like 19 different organs all in the same class. And I thought, how am I going to do that for 19 organs? Well, you're seeing it live right here at Fletcher Music Centers. I got to say this because this is going on YouTube. Click subscribe. And oh, let me get you guys on our YouTube. Say hello to the Port Charlotte people. Wave, everybody. Wave. Woohoo! There they are. Okay, back to me. So what I'm going to do, what I thought I'd do today is I selected 4 models that could hopefully cater to a lot of the instruments. And I'm gonna talk about some just some basic features that I think if you have some of these models that I put in the list of people to invite, these are some common features, and then I'm gonna just share with you some of those, and then I'll play the second half of the show is gonna be more playing than the first part, okay? But to warm up, I think I'm gonna start, since I'm right over here, I'll warm up on this little guy here, and so you don't have to see my back. I think I'll even do it from the side here. What do you say? Is that all right? All right, I'll leave it on our March polka. So what am I going to play, a march or polka? How about we do both? I don't have an applause button hooked up today, so I'm gonna be my own applause. Yeah! The crowd roars. I keep looking at her. I have a student that's joining me. She's just laughing at everything I'm doing at me. Are you laughing at me or with me? All right, she says with me. All right, first and foremost, we'll get back to this. I'll play a lot of music featuring styles, but if you have a beginner's type or an entry-level model, or you ever have, I know some of you, you have a larger model, but you know, the hobby started, the recreational music making, the hobby of music making, however you want to say it, started by one of us going, watch how easy this is. You know, you sit, you turn it on, you pick a style of music, and you play a song. And I want to remind, and as I'm looking on, I know a lot of people have done this hobby for a while. Don't get caught up, I personally believe, don't get caught up on, I have to advance to the next level every year, because eventually you'll have to get to level 200. And I think there's a certain amount of levels in music, and before you start taking away all of the fun from just playing. But one of the things I like to do on these models, First, Morris, is know where your styles are, what they do, and we're going to feature a lot of those in a little bit. So like on here, for example, the Discovery 3, we have 8 styles. This is where the road starts. Now, some people have the EZ series, which I'll get to that here, but the EZ-2, the EZ-1, very similar. You have about 8 or 6 categories of styles of music, and you just select a category. The reason why we chose these categories is you can literally play hundreds and hundreds of songs, from march to Latin to ballads to three-quarters, rock, mellow, country, standard. So for example, when I first turned it on, if I go up, I had March Polka. If I push the standards button, I'll leave it there. All right, and I'm going to use the intro ending. And most importantly, all of the instruments today, there's a word that I want you to write down, depending on the model you have. And most organs automatically turn this on, or comes on automatically when you turn it on. Okay, so I'll say several different groups. So when I turn this instrument on, the button that lit up automatically was called Auto Setup. Okay, that's on the Esty. On the Lowry EZ series, it's called Style Setup. On the Lowry A series, even the ones you're going to see over here in a little bit, the A technology, the SU technology, and if you're not familiar, if you're not sure which platform I'm referring to, make sure to reach out to the personal assistants, okay? That's what we're here for. I don't mind a phone call like, how do I do that on my instrument? I do that all the time, all throughout the week. It's a lot of fun. On the A technology, some of you have the SU technology and S. That's called Rhythm Preset. And what does that feature do on those models? They all functionally work the same way, but here's what they do. When you turn it on and you have that lit and you pick a style, it sets up an ideal setting for that style of music. So if I put on the march, you heard this and you heard this, which was kind of great for that. You can always change it, of course. If I go to country, same thing. Now listen to the setup we get.
1, 2.
You have to hold that. Is there like an official length? Depends on the song. So you notice the guitar, notice the tempo. So remember, having that automatically set it up for you is a great way of getting started. You can change anything anytime that you like. So setup, auto setup. Another little feature, and then I'll move on progressively here. Another feature that most models have, that's a fun feature. It's technically, it's another setup feature, okay? Most people don't think of it that way, but it's called songs, okay? So a lot of the organs come equipped with built-in recorded songs, okay? So for example, I'm going to push the song button here, and I'm going to go up to, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Bye Bye Love. All right. Oh, you know what? Here's one that I like. Love Me Tender. Okay? And I'm going to press start, and it's going to start playing the song. Stop right there. Now, so it's a song that's playing. A lot of them have songs that are built in that play, which is nice. In this model, we have 10 built-in songs. Okay? If I like what I hear, and I go, oh, wow, that's a great sound for that song, I like the way that person recorded that. I wish I could sound like that. Well, all you have to do is stop this. You don't have to listen to it all the way through unless you really want to. Just press stop, turn off the song feature, and then you play the song, assuming you have the music with you, and then you get the same setup. So the song feature is great to listen to, kind of hear how the song's played, but it's also good to use it, like if you hear it, just turn it off, stop it, and then you use it to play the song. So those are just some kind of quick features on there. Now some of you have a 2-keyboard model like Freedom 3, EZ-4, Voyager, Carnival, Regency. It's a lot of models. How do I remember all of this? I have no idea. Now, because of the way this is set up, I'm going to do a lot of side playing so you could see this here. On this case, I'm playing on the EZ-4, and it's very similar to some of you have a Freedom 3 similarly laid out. There's some similarities and there's some differences. But for those of you out there who have the EZ series, the EZ-2 has a very similar layout and the EZ-4, but there's one slight difference, okay? So over here, let me just read off real quickly a few of these. Standards, country, mellow rock, Latin, ballad, 3/4, march polka, okay? Now watch this. Standards, country, smooth rock, 3/4, Latin, traditional gospel. Now you notice how some of those are very similarly titled, okay? So it's a very similar concept. The difference is this. On the EZ-4 as an example, this applies to the EZ-2 and all the EZ series. EZ-10, I know there's a couple of 10 owners out there as well. You have, in this case, I have 8. The EZ-2 has 6. The EZ-10 has, is it 10, Carrie?
6.
6?
Oh, what do you mean?
Style, categories here.
12.
12. All right? So what happens is everyone that you press, you have what's called a full band pianist and guitarist. And here's all that means. Standard, country, smooth rock, 3/4 Latin, gospel, traditional has a full band. The same 8 categories has a pianist and a guitarist. And here's all this means. Is if I pick any one of these with the full band, it'll do what it says. It'll make that sound like a full band playing. Drummer, bass, and a lot of other instruments. If I put the pianist category on, and any of these I press, what'll happen is it'll start off by sounding like a basic piano player playing rather than the full band. You can always turn it into a band if you want, and guitar. So as an example, I'm going to put full band, and what I'll do is I'll start with the standard. Okay, it's a very popular one that's been around. This is known as like Frank and the Count, like a big band. So this is standards full band. To do the ending, I was trying to do a trombone and a saxophone and a trumpet all at the same time, and then the piano. All right, so if you notice that there was a full band playing, also on the EZ-4, for those of you who have the EZ-4 and the 10s, you got this split keyboard. And all that means is this, is while you're playing, you'll have a sound here and one here. And you can choose very quickly to switch from one to the other instantly if you like. All right? Now, if I pick one of those categories, and let's say, how about, oh, here we go. I'm going to put the country button on, and I'm going to push pianist. Now, you're going to hear a piano style of music, but because I have the pianist mode on, you're going to hear more of a piano player playing than anything. All right? And the reason why they came up with this concept is over the years, we've heard many people say, I always wish I could play the piano, but never could. And now it's a way of sounding like a great piano player, and you can still enjoy by playing one finger. So in this case, it sounds something like this. I feel like sloshing the beer around like I'm in a saloon. Hey! Do I do hee-haw again? All right, so you heard mainly a piano player. Now, at any time, if I turn up the drummer volume, then you get kind of more of a band feel. Now, if I push the guitarist button, I could have a little fun with this. Any category I press, I'll just push, Latin. I haven't done any Latin yet. I press Latin, and when I play, it's going to be mainly a guitar player playing. And then for the fun of it, partway through, what I'll do is I'll tell the drummer to come in and make it more of a band. So here we go. No, I didn't make a wrong note. Here's the drummer. And you have to make that face. Yes. If you really want it to sound good, you have to go. I don't know.
And then you got to do one.
I'm having fun. I don't know about you. I figured I'm moving all these organs around, getting all the chords set up. I got to go out and have some darn fun. All right. One other thing, and then we'll move on, and then the camera will turn. Woo, high tech here. All right. What was I going to do? I just turned, I'm going to be 53 this year, so sometimes I forget things. Give me some, okay. I'm looking at the faces there. There's no sympathy whatsoever. All right. Oh, yeah. So earlier I talked about using the song feature as a song setup. Okay. So in here we have 10. I think the Freedom 3, Daniel, song, week 30. It was 30. I'm pointing at it because the other day we were just saying, how many has that got in there? So the Freedom 3 has 30. The EZ-4 has 30. I knew that. No, I checked. So you have 30 songs that you can use. All right. However, there's also another feature when you start getting to this category. I see a couple EZ owners and Freedom 3 owners out there, which is really nice because you have now 100 song setups. Okay. What is the difference between song setup and songs? Songs are mostly used for listening to, which you can do, but you can also use it for a setup. Song setup is strictly for that. it's strictly designed to set up the instrument with the ideal or perfect setting to play that song. All right, so I'll do a couple songettes, just short ones. All right, so for example, if I put song setup and I start in the A's, so essentially you have 100 song setups plus 30 songs. Technically, you have 130 song setups, but you have 30 songs you can listen to. On the song setup here, oh, here's a fun one. We're talking about having fun today. Let's get corny and crazy and fun. The song is called Alley Cat. And I did this yesterday. I went and played at an assisted living. Oh, actually, I was at Broadway proper. I went to Broadway proper. Donna used to live there. You don't see her, but someday. I didn't want to bring her in the screen here because then she wanted royalties. So, right. But I went. They had so much fun yesterday, and we got to playing this song, Alley Cat. And all I did was I pressed the song Alley Cat and select, and it sets it all up for me to play. I'm going to speed it up a tad bit for me. Always a lot of fun. And you can go through, and there's some like really fun hidden gems, because sometimes we put things on there that aren't supposed to be there. You know, here's one that a lot of people like here. Let's see, oh, here we go. This is for you, Carrie. Dedicated to Mr. Carey Price, everybody. Should have seen yesterday. There's about 40 people there. I had them all doing woo-woo. Okay, now you EZ-4 people, EZ-10 people. If you ever want to do that fiddle solo, like Carrie does, put on your fake it. Just take 2 fingers and whittle, and here we go. I don't know what hand effects to do. Fiddles, guitar. So yeah, so you have the fake it. You ever notice Carrie? Every time I see him, he just has a ball with that song. And sometimes he'll do that little fiddle solo thing and get a little fancy. Just put on the fake it and so forth. Okay, now I gotta start to move the camera over. So I'm gonna come close. I'm gonna move. I don't have that warning, beforehand. There might be some fancy movement that may cause nausea, flashing. I don't have any flashing lights. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see, turn this way, turn my TV this way. My video and tech team took the day off. Oh wait, that's me. I'm working, all right. Let's see here. So let's see, what do I have here? Now this was kind of interesting. I had a decision to make, and the decision was, what model should I feature next out of all of those instruments? And I figured, well, I'll try to do one that kind of incorporates many models. Because one of the things that Lowry, this is kind of another educational moment. One of the things that Lowry did very well over the years is when they made a series of instruments, Like if you take your model and you saw all of the other models within that line, whether it's the LC series or the SC, so you'll notice that they gradually, as they change a little bit, they still cosmetically have a similarity to one another. And it made it very easy for us when students were looking at their next model. You know, the fear is constant. Well, the most common fear or concern is, am I going to have to relearn it all over again? Well, even though these look different in this style, there's actually still a lot of similarities in the way they work. For example, every one of the models that we carry, the rhythm styles are all on the left side, the rhythm categories. All on the left side. In fact, they're all in the same color as well, blue. So we commonly tell people, I got to change my camera angle, my head's getting cut off. There we go. I don't want to scare anybody, think I'm walking around with no head. There we go, that's better. And we would commonly say rhythm and blues, so most people could remember that. That's where the rhythms are. The melody sounds were always on the right-hand side of the instruments. So sometimes even if they look different, everything's labeled or put in the similar places, okay? This instrument, this Lowry Encore, was, some of you may have it. I think there's a couple students out there or one similar. This is laid out very similar to all of the SE and LC series that I put in the email. But the beauty of it is, again, you turn it on, you pick a rhythm style, and how about I put on, oh, you know what? Here we go. Show of hands. Anyone know the name or remember the name Glenn Miller by chance?
Glenn Miller.
Now they're raising their hand and they're laughing at me. Why is that? I'm the youngest one here. I'm catching up to you. Okay. Well, in these style of instruments, they really kind of had, when they designed it, they really created the best of all worlds because they created styles of music across all decades and genres. And they have a couple styles in here. If you like Glenn Miller music, you have 3 different ways. And I'll just play, here's one of them. I'll just play a few notes. Isn't that beautiful? And you notice it was just great for that. Notice how that background worked really well for that song. I'll come back to that. And then there's one that some people are familiar with. Just listen to the intro a little bit, and I'll play just part of the song. So you notice that introduction kind of sounded like In the Mood. Well, there's a term that some of you may have heard, or if you haven't, it's called signature styles. And that is a style that basically is designed for a song that if you play it, it's perfect for that song. And if you want to play another song altogether, you can. So when I played Moonlight Serenade, the horns, the brass section kind of followed me. When I played that, da 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 da, it was all built in. What if I want to play another song? Just play another song. One more that's a little fun. We had some train over here, but you know that train over there was designed for country music. This train is for the big band music. Watch. Sounds similar, but wait. Okay, so that's the face you make when you want to make a train. All right. And of course, I'm not going to even tell you the song I'm going to play, but you're going to be able to guess because here's a signature style. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now, before I get carried away, because I got to play some more styles, but there's some other, I'm telling you the basic things that you should use all the time, and then you can always experiment with other things. We talked about rhythm preset earlier, remember? Or auto set, depending on your instrument. Well, there's another terminology called rhythm presets, plural. So, on every model, when you pick a rhythm, you have basically the organ set up to play one way. And the question I get is, well, Robert, what if I want another sound to go with that style of music? So let's say I want to play, how about we'll play some music like, so many great choices. I'll pick this one. Do a little Dixieland here. Okay, like a Dixieland razzmatazz. All right, and while I'm playing, I want a different sound. Well, some of you have, and I'll ramble off a few. EZ-10, if you have the EZ-10, you have 5 buttons here in the middle. Okay, the Encore has 8, and this one has 10. All right? Now, a lot of organs have presets, but don't get this confused with what I'm going to tell you. If I have rhythm preset or style setup selected, every time I pick a rhythm style, okay, you're going to get, if you have the 5, you get 5 plus 1, so there's 6 actually. You get 6 setups for every rhythm style that you use on that EZ-10. In this example here, I have 8 plus the 1, so that's 9. So I actually have 9 setups for every style on the instrument. And in that case, 10 for every style. Now I have quick math here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is what? Well, 16 and 16 is 32, 64. So there's 64 rhythms I'm looking at my chart here, okay? So that means 64 different styles, rhythm styles of music. Different Latins, different countries, whatever. Every one of those has 9 different setups for every one of those. Over here, this is a lot of math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. I'll come back to this. 18 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, figure that out when I come back to it. That number times 11. Okay, and basically how it works is this. So I'm going to pick a style here, and I'm going to play a couple times through, and then I'm going to go, I want a different sound. And let me see you put your hands up here. I'm going to ask you to give me a number from 1 through 8 and put it on your screen. When I look, I'm going to look on the screen, okay? And Port Charlotte, you're a little far away, so I'm going to have Carrie get a number from you now, and he's going to have to go up in the screen when I point him out, okay?
6.
I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to make it work. He's doing it right now. Okay, he's got 7, 6. I don't know how to count. Okay, so that's that number for them. All right, I'm going to start off with 0. Here we go. Somebody give me a number from 1 through 8. 7 and 6 have been used. Do it again. 4 and, okay, Janet, what number did you have up? 4? 1, and I saw 5. All right, here's 1. Here's 5. All right, so I had 1, 5, 6, and 7. Give me another number. I got a 4 and a 3. Okay, I'm running out of numbers. Someone else call out. Okay, 4 and 3. I think we have 2 and 8 left. And back to 0. Thank you, thank you. Woo! Ah, the crackers. Ah. Oh, oh, all right. I'm going to move over here. I think I can play this off to the side. So in this class here, let's see. Well, you know what I like about these two? I just now noticed they're gorgeous wood cabinets, these beautiful cabinets. Now something I didn't point out here that I forgot that I'll mention over here. So there's also a terminology on the note of presets. This is very important. If you have this, use it. Okay? It's called category presets. And all that means is those rhythm presets are great because you got a lot of great sounds coming out of the instrument. What a category preset is they're categories from the most common styles of music that people love to play that I think that they've surveyed. All right? So over here, there's a button that says country and there's a button that says big band. And all that means is when I press one of those two, if I press country, these 8 buttons will now give me 8 great settings, sounds, instruments that basically cater to country music. If I push big band, they're going to give me 8 great sounds that cater to big band music. So as a quick snapshot, just play a few off to the side. I still got a pretty good angle there. Okay. So if I put on the country button, you know, I got a dobro. Or you have a country guitar. And so forth. And what's really cool is the sound shows up on the screen. If I put on the big band category, every one of these are going to give me musical instruments that you commonly hear in big band. So we got like trombone, like Tommy Dorsey. Or maybe I have, let's see, like Tex Beneke on the saxophone. Or Benny Goodman on the clarinet. Now, I don't know if they ever played I Left My Heart in San Francisco, but we can make them play it. And the list goes on and on. So it's really great. Over here, categories, they have, obviously, like I said earlier, what Lowry did very cleverly is as the models went from the smaller, and I don't want to say larger, they are physically a little larger, but believe it or not, you want to be stumped on something? You see the width of this? See the size of that one? Let me turn the camera here for a second. Whoop. No extra charge for the special sound effects, folks. You see that one there? This is actually about the same size width-wise as this one and that one. Would you believe it? It fools you, doesn't it? It looks, okay, and the reason for that is because when you look at these, for those people that have this model, it's a little taller because there's more up on the panel here. This one's a little taller because the way the button style is. But on here, I remember when we introduced this model, people were worried, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to see the music. But they had to make it taller. Why? Why, you ask? That's where you're supposed to say, why, Robert?
Why?
You know, I'm glad you all asked. Oh, I've had a fun morning. Why? What was the question? Oh, why is it taller? I almost forgot why I said that, all that. Because we had to add one of these doodads. Oh, ooh, you're supposed to go, ooh, ah. You know, when I moved out to Arizona, I tell you what, for the first time, I was in Florida, and when I demonstrate organs, I used to demonstrate the roll top, but I'll tell you, when I moved out to Arizona, I demonstrated a lot. I noticed myself doing it more often. I don't know if you know this, but we have a little bit more dirt out here in Arizona, right? I've had some sand, dirt, sand, that's right. Sand, sorry. Dirt, sand, specks of stuff, dust. I've had some students say they like it so much like this, they keep it down all the time. I'm like, well, how do you play it? They said they just drill a hole right here, and then they put the hand right in there, and then you keep, that way they don't have to. But then you can't push all the wonderful buttons. I've had a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to mess it up. Well, guess what, folks? The best thing you can do is press the buttons you have, because you can't mess it up. A button is designed to do one thing, to be pressed. And if something don't go right, you always have your home or your reset button, all right? But over here, back to the category presets, we have the big band, like over here, and the country, and then they added Latin and shows. So they just expand. The operation is relatively the same progressively as the instruments progress through the line, okay? The idea is that you get more by doing the exact same thing that you normally do. What about the keys, Robert? Well, black and white keys is black and white keys. You're going to play your hands the same place. It's kind of like when I go grocery shopping. Sometimes I go to, you know, a Fry's food market or, you know, Walmart food market. And one time I tried to buy something at the Circle K, and I noticed I was a little limited in the amount of salads and lettuces that I could get there. Like they didn't have any. You go to a grocery store, you have a wide variety of everything to choose from. So to me, it's like the grocery store expands and you have more choices to choose from. Enough talking here. Let me play some of my favorite styles here. Oh, by the way, so did anyone do the math on that, I hope? I had 18 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 90. 90?
18 times 5? 90.
She's saying 90. Is 90 correct? Did I do that right, Carrie? Well, if it's not, it's pretty darn close. That's a lot.
I did 20 times 5 and then subtract the 10.
Oh, they're doing a different math.
That's the way I figured out.
Okay, well, we got a lot then, is what I'm hearing. There's about 90 in there. So, and I have my rhythm chart. Now, see, I have my chart here. A lot of people think when we play, oh, we just know where everything is. We don't know where everything is. Sometimes we have to cheat and use what we have in front of us here. So like here, I'm looking at my list and I go, ooh, you know what? Let me try this. There's one here. I wanted to see what it sounded like. I'm going to push contempo and I pull up on the, ooh, this is fun. All right. Actually, there's a bunch in this category that I really like. I'm going to have to play a bunch of songettes because I don't have enough time to play all the ones that I want to do. Songette is like a really short song, okay? You'll have to just come back for more next week. So this one was introduced, believe it or not, this was introduced on one of our top-of-the-line models, and so many people fell in love with it. It was one of those styles that, oh, I have to have that. And it was modeled after, inspired by a group called the Chordettes. Chordettes, did I say that right? Remember they had a hit song called Mr. Sandman?
Oh, I
That's who they were. Yes, listen. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Change my plug. I ran out of plugs earlier. Now I got to put in the right one. I was like, this doesn't sound, I can't hear it coming through. Okay, take two, everybody. Let's see. Is that coming through on your side now?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I don't hear much going on there. Okay, take two. See if I can play this right off Carrie, I need some information from you, but I know that there's over 100 song setups in this little guy. How many song setups are in the A300
I'm gonna
Holiday
say
Classic?
300. Wait, I think it's almost 400.
Holy, whoa! Woo. Okay, but now here's something that's going to baffle all of you, because on this one here, there are songs built into it. And if I go to the song feature, gotta reach over there. There are, there's about 25, 30 some odd songs in it. But in here, you think, boy, this goes up in price and value and all that stuff. Guess how many songs are built into this one? 0. Wait a second, that doesn't seem right. How's it possible? Well, here's why. Because on this model, do I have one in my pocket? So a lot of you are familiar with the USB. This model allows the use of the USB, which basically means the amount of songs that could be played on here is infinite. Be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and tons of them if you want it to be. So that's built into it. But anyway, I'll come back to my song setups here in a little bit. But I'm going to pick the same category that I was just on, and here's a style here called Surfs Up, and this is a lot of fun because you don't really need to do a lot of work here to play the song. Here we go. Is that how you're supposed to dance? Watch this. It's a lot of work. So I don't know if you could see that from there, but basically when I was playing that style, I could use a feet for the touch, the fill-in, or right here they added this thing that's simply called the touch bar, and there's a black strip here. And while I'm playing any of the styles, and it's going to be different for any of those 90 styles, you just press and hold it, and you get a different fill-in. And that touch bar comes in handy because it actually has multiple functions. You can do other things with it, which is really cool. But going on to all of the other great styles, you know, I always have some fun with this. No, you have to pay extra if you want me to do it, so I'm just going to play the music, okay? Every time I play this, everybody starts screaming, "Take it off!" go. All right. And of course, this is kind of fun. How many of you are familiar? Oh, let me see if I remember the name. Is it Roger Williams, Carrie, that did Autumn Leaves?
Yes.
That was his name? I remember when I heard this style, I was so blown away by this. And I, for years, tried to do this technique that this piano player did, and I still haven't been able to do it. And when this style came out, I went, oh, finally, I don't have to do it. I could just touch the button here. So what he did is he was famously known for the song Autumn Leaves, which sounded something like this. But what he'd do is, well, I'm going to tell you I'm going to try to do what he did, but you'll get the point. And then he'd go. But the difference was he hit all the right notes. So when they put the style on here, if I use that little famous touch bar, you'll do all of the right notes by just pressing right here. This is really cool. Watch this. Get the intro going. Isn't that fun? It's so much fun. So many cool things on here. Now, there are also some hidden gems. You know, when I play this style here, the style is actually called Happy Organ. And you can do so many great songs of this era. I can do all sorts of cool things. But there are some hidden gems in a lot of these signature styles. So I'm going to keep the same style, okay? And I'm going to put on just one little preset here, and I'm going to play a minor chord instead. And listen. And this happens on all of the styles. Ready? The crowd roars to take a bow, take a bow. And the other thing, I know some of you are a little bit of a farther distance away. I forgot to point this out, and I should. You know, the instrument is a little taller, not only for the music rack, but to compensate so that people didn't have an issue with the music, they actually added this thing called the rack extender. So rather than have the music just up here, this actually brings it about 6 inches closer and a few inches down. So that way, I just put this here, and if I had my music, if this was sheet music, it would sit there nicely, and it just brings it up a little closer. Now, I've had a lot of people say, well, can't they bring it even closer? Well, yeah, if they bring it too close, it'll be a chin rest, and I don't think you want that. Right? You'll be playing your music like this. All right, I'm going to play a couple more styles. I could spend hours and hours talking about this magnificent, or all of these actually. Actually, let me do this one here. I got to do this for Carrie. All right. You know, Carrie and I both love playing the song. He has a version, and I have a version, and I think his is so great. And I have my version I think I like too, but I like using this style here. And here we go. From the Phantom of the Opera. All right. Now I'm going to, for those of you, I could see, actually I know what some of you have. I'm going to say something, and I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep telling you because a lot of times when we're playing, and we're playing on these big instruments, of course, a lot of times we're reaching up and touching a button or two, and a lot of things change. And there's this common misperception that we're doing a lot of tricky things in there, and we really know what we're doing. Well, I'm going to teach you, for those of you who have this button on your instrument, I'm going to teach you a button that I'm going to tell you to use as often as possible, and it doesn't require any brain power, and it's foolproof, okay? And it's going to be different for every style of music you use. And it really turns you into a professional arranger. I think I'm a professional arranger. And do you know why? Because I use these features to do different things for me that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise, okay? And the feature is called alter style, okay? I know some of you have it, and I know some of you use it, and I know some of you have it, and you probably don't realize you have it. And I think it's one of those features that if you have, you should use it. So for example, I'm going to go back to, let's see here, where is it? Okay. Here's a style called New York Swing, like when I played earlier, New York, New York, okay? I think I did it over here, didn't I? I did a little New York. But on here, I'm going to play the same thing, but watch what happens when I turn the alter style on. What happens is the band transforms and changes the way they're playing. If you listen to a live band or a recording or you know, any song recording, the bands that record their songs, they don't play the exact same way through all the entire song. Otherwise, it get kind of boring after a while. What they do is they change what they're doing at maybe at the chorus level. Sometimes it's at the end of the song, and they change so it makes, that's what makes the personality of the song and it gives us feeling. So in here, I'll play a little bit of New York, New York. Watch what happens when I push alter style. I can do this together at the same time. Oh. No extra charge, folks. Don't try this at home. I'm a trained professional. So every one of the styles that we use has this little thing called alter style. You know, Frank and the Count, that's a style that's on many organs. You know, let's see, something like this. Okay, Frank and the Count. Okay, and I'll just get it going here. Which is a nice, great big band style. Play along. Okay, and when I use alter style, watch what happens. Man just changes. So, we're going to go back to math here. You didn't know you had to work today, right? So what did we establish? There were 90 styles. There are 90 styles of music. Well, here's what happens. By pressing alter style, all those 90 become 90 more. Wow. It essentially doubles it. But the cleverness of this was that when Lowry designed every one of these styles, Bill Curry, should I say, he designed it so that if you're playing along and you didn't want to change the sound, you love the sound that you were using that's there. Sometimes you don't have to change, but you want the sound, the song to feel differently. Just reach up and hit alter style. And I'm going to tell you, that's a big secret to our, ingredient to our secret to success. Did I say that right? Secret to, you get the point. When we're playing for concerts and things like that, sometimes we just use alter style and it changes the feel of the song, okay? I'm going to play two more songs for you, and this one here is one of my favorites. This was actually introduced once upon a time on the flagship model, and it was a, where did it go? I saw it in here somewhere. There it is. And it's a style that is just so absolutely gorgeous. It's called Soliloquy. And when I hear the introduction to this, the first song that came to my mind to play was the theme from Ice Castles, Through the Eyes of Love. So if you have that style, this is the one that I use for this song. And then I'll reach up and touch alter style partway through. Alter style, just a little change. Thank you. I got one more fun song to play for you, but before I do, did you enjoy your, what did I do today? Workshop, concert, a little bit of everything in between. Yeah. And yes, I'm going to reiterate it. No extra charge for all the little extra antics. That's bonus today, bonus today. A couple announcements. 3 things. First of all, I always like to ask our student members, if you love your hobby and you're having fun, go out and tell the world how much fun making music is. We love to continually grow a program. Tell them they can join us online. If they don't have an instrument, we have ways of finding, that little beginner's model comes with lessons for life for free. So go out and tell your friends. It's a fun hobby. It's something fun to do. You learn to play your music recreationally. I don't know if you noticed today, but nearly everything I played today was strictly just easy play. Did you catch that? I didn't do anything fancy. And then a lot of music came out of all of these. The other thing I want to mention, if you don't know about it already, we have, starting next week in our stores, we're having what's called a music camp, summer tune-up. And in the store every day, in Tucson, it's Monday, Tuesday's Mesa, Tuesday's the Villages in Florida, and then Port Charlotte on Thursday, and Saturday is Sun City Center. So if you're in any of those local areas, we encourage you to come have some fun. We've got a great instructional book, and here's what's cool about that. It's designed for all models, okay? Kind of like what I did today. I kind of cover a little bit of each models. There's things we're going to cover in those that you didn't hear about today. So it's a nominal fee, okay? It's only $20 for the day, includes a little lunch. You're going to get 2 workshops, 2 concerts. In Florida, we have a master national concert artist and product specialist, Joe Bowen. And in here we have someone great. Oh, it's me. And we have Todd Stapleton, what I really appreciate about Todd is he started with very little skill level. Now he's teaching these great classes. And we have someone by the name of Robert Fisher in Arizona who's been teaching a class here, who's also a skilled educator. And in Florida, we have Joe Bowen. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great education. So if you haven't signed up yet, call us, ask us about it, and we can tell you more. Last but not least, I know there was a lot of different models represented today, meaning the people that are on or visiting us. Hopefully you learned something about your instrument. Hopefully you found that, hey, someday I may want to trade up to something that's going to offer me a little more. What I wanted you to see today is, even if you have the basic model, you can get a lot of music out of it. You can get a lot of great features out of it. But progressively as you go, even if the skill doesn't change, what happens is your experience changes, and it becomes even more and more fun and what have you of playing these instruments. So we have these variety of models. These are kind of interesting. We don't showcase these models a lot because we don't have very many of them. I thought to do it today at the last minute because I figured while I have it, I'm going to have some fun, show it off to the world. We offer some really great trade-ins. Right now, as the vice president of our small little company here, I've insisted on the sales staff this week. I said, I don't want you to sell a bunch of organs. What I want you to do is take a bunch of organs in on trade. We are looking for trade-ins, specifically models that we don't commonly have. So if you get with your PA and you can see if your list is one of those, hey, this is one we need, because we are going to offer some really great incentives towards your trade towards one of these instruments, okay? It can't hurt to find out. The information is free, and all I ask is you keep an open mind and find out from your personal assistant. Some of you may have like a top of the line, like an Aria. I know, Gene, you have an Aria, right? You're not safe. You can always buy another one for your other bedroom.
Yeah, or add to it, I guess. Yeah.
Gene actually had a few organs in one room, right? Didn't you at one time or something like that?
I did, yeah.
So anyway, but we appreciate you coming out today, having some fun with us. Please have an open mind. Get with your staff members. I'm going to finish up with a little fun number here. I'm going to do a little Latin. I normally don't finish off with a little Latin. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do, this one has a samba that I thought, I wonder if it's as fun as I think it's going to be. There it is. Where is the samba? Oh, right there on their Latin button. Okay, I'll do a little Latin medley, and I'll tell you, I hopefully got to see what I'm doing. I was trying my best to do it off to the side. I will say it's a little easier sitting up front of it. So, did I make any mistakes? No, I didn't make any mistakes. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to speed it up. Play a different song. Oh, I'm going to make it fast. You're going to think, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But you can. You can have some fun. Speed it up something like this. You think, oh my gosh, that's fast. But if you play a song like this, you can do it. No extra charge. Now this part might be hard. Okay, variant's better. Oh, let's use the presets. Rhythm preset. Number 2, I'll just go through them all. Oh, wow, this is cool. I forgot. Not only there are 11 for every style, but they're on the top and the bottom. Ah! I didn't think I could hold that note that long. Big lungs. Thank you. Well, okay, I think I'm going to take a nap now. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you had some fun and learned something, learned a thing or two. And thank you for joining us on this afternoon and taking up your time. Get with your personal assistants on any questions you have. All right, and I'm going to catch my breath here. And as I always say, stay safe, keep playing music, and mwah!